You ready? Let's call the Monday, June 7th, 2021 meeting of the Dalton City Council meeting to order. Ms. Harlan will lead us in the pledge. To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. The agenda is before you. Are there any changes, deletions, additions? If not, I'll entertain a motion that be approved.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Goodlett. Is there a second? Second by Ms. Harlan. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Under public commentary, I didn't get anybody's cards or whatever, so I guess there is none. I've got a proclamation on Immigrant Heritage Month. Those that would like to can meet me down here in front of the
I'm telling you, everybody, come on.
Oh, glad to. Yeah. We're all immigrants at one time or another.
Good turnout.
You're by himself.
Like I didn't have any friends.
Yeah.
I'm used to that. Okay. I'm not going anywhere.
Oh,
This is Immigrant Heritage Month, whereas generations of immigrants from every corner of the globe have helped build our country's economy and created the unique character of our nation, whereas immigrants have provided the United States with unique social and cultural influence, fundamentally enriching the extraordinary character of our nation, and whereas immigrants have been tireless leaders not only in securing their own rights and access to equal opportunity, but have also campaigned to create a fairer and more just society for all Americans. And whereas despite these countless contributions, the role of immigrants in building and enriching our nation has frequently been overlooked and undervalued throughout our history and continuing to the present day. Whereas immigrants continue to grow businesses, innovate, strengthen our economy, and create American jobs in Dalton, Georgia. Now therefore be it resolved, I, David Pennington, Mayor of the City of Dalton, Georgia, hereby proclaim June 2021 is Immigrant Heritage Month. Thank y'all for what y'all do for Dalton. Yeah.
Just a few words. My name is Jaime Rangel. I'm the Georgia State Immigration Manager for an organization called Forward.us. We are a bipartisan organization that works in fixing issues within our broken immigration and criminal justice systems. But also, I'm a native of this town. I grew up in this town. My family immigrated to this town when I was only in second grade. And I've seen the changes that our community has gone through. I've seen the ups and I've also seen the downs. But through those downs, the community as a whole, immigrants, we're all at a moment we were immigrants in our past, and we have built this community to be a very special community. I travel around the state. I go to little towns like these, and I can tell you firsthand, there's no town in this state that's doing the work that Dalton is doing. And we see it in downtown. After the recession, businesses were hurt. We just went through a pandemic, and look what's going on in downtown. A few weeks ago, we had 3 high schools that won state championships in soccer. And I saw something, I couldn't be here, but I saw something on social media that just warmed my heart. I saw a community come together. We came together, we celebrated them. So whether you're an immigrant that came last year, or you're an immigrant whose parents came here and saw Ellis Island for the first time and migrated to Dalton, you're all part of this amazing history. I pray to every single one of you in our community, to Mr. Mayor, I pray for you, members of the City Council. May God bless our town. And I truly believe that the best days are ahead of us. Thank you again for this opportunity to be here with y'all. Thank you, Eva, Sav, everyone at America that helped put this together. Thank you so much. God bless you all.
Did the picture take? All right, you can be his assistant from now. Minutes are before you of the mayor and council meeting from May 17th. Any corrections, deletions, additions? If not, I'll entertain a motion to be approved.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Cruz. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Harlan. All in favor, say aye. All opposed. I forgot about Derek being out there somewhere. Under new business number 3, first reading ordinance 21-08, amending the list of authorized streets for PTV operations.
Mayor, I have that item from Mayor and Council. This is the first reading, and several weeks ago, we received applications from 3 subdivisions for addition of streets for their area. The applications were evaluated by the Public Works and Police Departments according to the ordinance, and they were okay in that respect. 2 of the subdivisions were not represented by homeowners associations, and they were required to get a petition of the residents' addresses. And in both cases, they received 80% of signatures from those in the subdivision. Starting on page 9 in the packet, the maps of the individual subdivisions are shown. This is the Public Works input that shows the locations where they're permitted and also shows where the entry stops. Upon approval at second reading, the city will notify the applicant and inform them again for the 3rd time of the permit requirements for inspections. And just to note that our PTV city ordinance follows the requirements in the state law. Be happy to answer any questions.
Jason, we did, I think, Andrew, you might can touch on this. We did update the way that this is being put out, correct?
Yes, sir. You talking about the application?
Yes, because
Okay.
we were having, people didn't know that they had to have them checked before
Okay.
they were getting the
Yes, sir.
petition.
What's on the website currently is a copy of the application, but in there also is a copy of the various ordinances that go along and requirements for individuals. We're going to be adding the permit, the inspection permit. We can add that to that as well if it helps.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Chief Cason, I'm assuming you don't have any issues with this? No, sir. Okay. Any other questions? All right, the next meeting, we will take action on this. Number 4, first reading ordinance 21-09, Belton Avenue street closing request.
Thank you, Mayor. I have that one as well. It's first reading. The original AA Burleson subdivision, which was platted in the 1960s, listed Belton Avenue as the right-of-way that would go through over to Walston Avenue. A portion of that right-of-way since the 1960s has remained undeveloped. The applicant, petitioner Alice Yim, owns the abutting parcels on both sides of that section right-of-way. And in keeping with city regulations, has asked for the city to quit claim that or close that unopened portion of Belton Avenue. All city departments and Dalton Utilities have evaluated their request, and no issues are concerned, except Dalton Utilities will require a permanent easement for some of their water and other infrastructure at the dead end of Belton Avenue. Be happy to answer any questions from Mayor Council.
Any questions, anyone? Nope. Same thing, next meeting, we'll take action on this. Number 5, 2 new 2021 alcohol beverage applications. Annalee?
This, Mr. Mayor. The first one, is there a business representative from Unique Sweet Delights LLC located at 238 North Hamilton Street, Suite 1? Okay. The business owners are required to attend the public safety meeting, and the recommendation then comes forward to this body. So it's not required that they be here. I just wanted to offer if they were to be identified. This is going to be for a license addition. The license type is pouring beer. This is limited service restaurant. The second one, so we'll do these together, is there a representative from PMK Business Inc. doing business as Sitco Food Mart at 1246 North Thornton Avenue. Okay. That's going to be a new license for packaged beer, packaged wine at a convenience store or gas station. Put these in the form of a motion to approve.
Motion by Ms. Harlan, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Cruz. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign.
Aye.
Number 6, renewal of school resource officer contract with Dalton Public Schools. Chief?
This is just the annual contract renewal that we do with Dalton public school
Move that up. I
system.
just couldn't figure out how to do it.
I'm gonna take it out here so I don't knock it over. Then you'll have something really to talk about for the next little bit here. This is just the normal housekeeping we do every year with renewing the contract with Dalton Public Schools. They were wanting to present it to the next school board meeting. The contract, the only significant change going into the new 2021-2022 school year was a reduction in the number of SROs that they've requested inside the schools. So we did reduce that number by one as they requested, but the percentages for reimbursement did remain the same as what they have been in the previous years. And the only adjustments to the cost reflected the changes in the salary and benefit amounts that change each year. So if there's any questions on that, I'd be happy to try to answer them for you, but it's pretty standard.
So they reduced the number of SROs and they added a school? Okay.
I don't know how they came up with their math, Mr. Goodlick, but they did reduce the number of SROs. And this was forwarded to our legal counsel for review. So it did meet all of the statutory requirements.
I think it was just one officer. I think one officer was.
Yeah, I was just saying they reduced the officer number but added a new school, so that's kind of weird sounding.
Well, but there was one at the middle school already, right?
There was, and I'm sure what they've done is reallocated the way they were
Yeah.
utilizing the current SROs, because they did have one that was floating. I still think we have the adequate coverage there. And in addition to what we have under the contract that we provide, we also subsidize that with officers doing drop-in visits and walkthroughs. So we have a very positive relationship with the Dalton Public School System. And I anticipate it will continue to be positive as we go into the next year. So
Now, I think we'll still have the same number of buildings because Morris Innovative Fort Hill will close. I'm sure that's what happened there. Good. You have a motion on this?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Harlan, is there a second?
second.
Second by Mr. Cruz, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Number 7, general construction agreement with Shaw Integrated Solutions for carpet replacement at Public Works Administration Building.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and City Council. This is one of the Public Works 2021 CIP projects to replace carpet at the Public Works Admin Building located at 535 North Elm Street. This is the original carpet that was in the building from the construction, which is 21 years old. Procuring this project through the Sourcewell Cooperative Purchasing Agreement. We've bid this project 3 times, and this has been the most cost-effective way to address the need. We've got a budget in the CIP program of $40,000 with an estimated contract award of $38,267.94. And this has been reviewed by the Public Works Committee.
Any questions, Andrew? Your motion on this?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Harlan, second by Mr. Goodlett. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed,
Aye.
like. Number 8, professional service agreement for design services with American Consulting Professionals, LLC for Mill Creek Riverwalk Phase 2.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We're excited to present this project tonight. It's been many years in the making, part of the long-term master plan for the city of Dalton to make a physical trail connection from downtown Dalton to Hagmill Lake Park. Now that it's completed, this is a design services agreement with American Consulting Professionals, which has an office on Hamilton Street downtown. It's segment 2 of a longer project. Public Works is currently working on segment 1 design, which is along the Chattanooga Avenue right-of-way from the mill, Crown Mill, up to the Eagle Scout Trailhead. This segment will go from the trailhead along Mill Creek up to Hagmill Lake Park. It'll go over a series of ditches and creeks and along Mill Creek. So there's a lot of environmental permitting involved. This design services agreement will cover all aspects of design for the 8-foot shared use path. Can be used by pedestrians as well as cyclists. And project length is 1.7 miles. So it's a pretty good stretch that will have to be covered. As I mentioned, it will also include several small bridges and boardwalk systems, since there is wetlands involved and floodplain, to minimize permitting impacts. The cost is not to exceed $203,267. The actual services may come in less than that, but we were conservative in from the standpoint that there may be several components of environmental permitting that are needed with Army Corps, EPD. We didn't want to have to come back before the city council with change orders if those are needed. This will be funded by the 2015 SPLOST sidewalk category. Be glad to answer any questions.
Any questions?
Andrew, I believe I've had several people ask as reference to the bypass. I understand it will actually go under the bypass.
That's correct. We're anticipating working with GDOT to grant an encroachment easement under the Hagmill Creek Bridge. So the tributary that runs out of the reservoir, the bridge that goes over that along the north bypass, we're going to have to go under that bridge, as well as the first bridge along North Thornton Avenue. So if you turn off the bypass headed toward the hospital, we've got to go under that bridge as well.
Any other questions? Is there a motion on this?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Goodrich, or second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Cruz. All in favor, say aye.
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 Number 9, Laserfish software upgrade.
Mr. Mayor and Council, thank you so much. This item is for the refresh of Laserfish software and efforts to modernize and standardize in our city's software. We've noticed that there are currently 2 different versions of Laserfish installed, and we're looking with this project to consolidate and provision the users to cut back on maintenance fees and consolidate server usage. Currently, the city is paying $8,700.27 with 40 cents for the maintenance of 2 versions, one of which is unsupported, and the new ongoing maintenance will be of $7,500. That's a $1,200 saving per year. And removing this separate version of Laserfish will cut back down on the hassle of maintaining a second server. This has been approved for the CIP budget with a cost of $23,308 for this project. Any
How
questions?
much?
$23,308.
And what was the 7,500?
The $7,500 is going to be the maintenance fees associated with this program.
Okay. Find you something? So you're asking for the total of 23,000. Is that what you're asking for?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the 7,500 and the 8,700 was the difference in the.
The 7,500 is going to be the ongoing expense a year after
Okay, and it's been costing us 8,700.
the current cost.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we're going to be expecting a $1,200 savings
Okay.
on maintenance. That's reoccurring cost.
How long is the contract? Like if we wanted to bid it back out, or how long are we locked into that annual service?
We're locked annual. It's an annual thing. If we want to maintain Laserfish as a software provider, we have to keep on paying the maintenance.
We could give them notice if we found at some point.
Oh, that's correct. We have like 60 days, I believe. Sure.
Your motion on this?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Goodrich, second. Second by Ms. Harlan. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Number 10, professional services beyond security.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Mayor and Council. This one is, we're seeking the approval for the professional services to contract services from Bion Security to help the city's IT department guide the IT department in deploying the network equipment that we purchased. And also the agreement is set to not exceed $30,000, the overall project. Funds will be coming from the CIP budgets of the 2021. And Bion Security is a registered vendor already with the city. We have used them already to deploy a proof of concept site, and they did an excellent job assisting us. And let me see. So this is why we're asking for this project to be complete.
So are we using someone right now?
Right now, it's just myself and Bill, my systems admin, doing all the work.
Any questions for Jorge? Is there a motion on this?
Motion by Ms. Harlan, is there a second?
I was gonna say, I think seem like we need more time to look at. Do you think we can get to next meeting to look over this as more as a council?
Sure, if you want to table it. I'm
Yeah.
happy to amend my motion to table.
Ms. Harlan made a motion to table it. There's a second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Goodlet. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like. Consulting agreement with Evergreen Solutions.
Yes, sir. Good evening. This Evergreen Solutions is a consultant that deals in compensation studies. And given the current climate of employment and the difficulty in attracting qualified applicants, we thought it prudent to take a look and see that our pay scales are actually in line with our peers and our competitors. So this is a $24,000 agreement. They will look at benchmark positions, which tend to be multiple incumbent jobs unless we ask them to do something differently. And if we get to go ahead and have this ratified tonight, then we can get the ball rolling as quickly as we can.
This is something I asked Greg to do to update it and the old salary study that we had. Obviously, a lot's changed over the last 3 years. That's the reason for this. Any questions, Greg? Is there a motion on this?
Motion approved.
Motion by Mr. Cruz. Is there a second? Second by Ms. Harden. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, like sign.
Thank you.
There being no supplemental business come before this body, I entertain a motion, we adjourn.
So moved.
We adjourn.